He's scratching.
Turns out we can trust Taco with his new adopted sister. Yeah, not fully, not enough to like leave them in a room together, but we first got him out a little bit earlier.
Do, like, Hunger Games or something.
Yeah, we got him out a little bit earlier, and she started shaking. Taco was just like, "What in the world is that?" And then she started burrowing, and he was like,
I think.
"Yeah, he looks like terrified." What is that? What's on? But he just kind of goes over to her and sniffs her butt. I think Taco realized what's good when he was sniffing her, and then she was like, and he was just like, "Oh, this thing can spike me if I try biting her." Because he has killed one of our hamsters before, but he knows not to bite this Hedgie.
She's always itchy in the morning time.
Hedgie. Say hi to her sister.
No. See, her belly's soft.
So it's kind of good.
Just I'm not.
But particularly at this moment, I think that's the one you'll enjoy. Bravo! Bravo!
Hey guys, welcome back to an episode by Brennan Rolled It to it. Yes, finally, another long, boring day vlog. So, I'm going to try making not as long as the other ones, hopefully. But hopefully you guys have enjoyed. The past quite a few videos now have just been nothing but entertainment, skits, short films, of course. Hopefully you guys all enjoyed Take Me Home in 90 Days. If you haven't, please go check that out. Taco insists on sleeping in here every night, which I don't mind at all. So he'll be joining us tonight. So yeah, basically, this is just another day vlog, so hopefully you guys liked, that 16-minute day vlog also, just a nice little break, in the day vlogs, kind of like more like the classic day vlogs there, yeah, so basically starting off, I just want to show, I'm just gonna get right into it here, you guys, so hopefully you guys like the intro, and of course those hedgehog pictures I did put in the Zelda Meet Zelda video, but I moved them and apparently I thought it was just if you deleted them it takes them out of your project, but even if you move them, I was moving them to my hard drive and then I deleted them, so that took them out of the project and I didn't even notice, so yeah, so I just included those in this one, but starting off is this right here, it is laminated of course, but this is my, one of my new little drawings. So if you guys remember, a couple months ago I entered a t-shirt contest for my school, Great Falls High, but I did not win. I showed that drawing, so I entered another one. This one's a little more exclusive because you have to be like a family member of an actual member of the Peak or whatever, and my mom and dad, both of their side jobs are the Peak. And then, so yeah, so this is not the actual drawing. The actual drawing is bigger. That's the one I'm sending into the Peak. But this is just a little copy of it, just to show you guys, and you can see that would be what would be printing on there. So I'll probably say on the next day vlog if I won or not, because it's not until like February 10th or something like that. But yeah, so you can see I just took the little Peak logo, and then you could only use about 4 colors and no shading, so that's why it's a little more basic. But I just used the colors to make it look as 3D as I could. So that's like the mountains, the sun, and then I made like the clouds, and then right there I have like a little backhoe type thing, and that says Peak Health and Wellness with like, and then the 3D type things for health and wellness are supposed to be like kind of like the crops, so it kind of goes along with Montana also. So yeah, so I think it is pretty good. Hopefully I will win this one. The other one you got like a free t-shirt and like $200 or something like that. This one you get, of course, a free t-shirt. And I can't remember what the other thing is. I believe it was like $100 or something like that. So that's pretty darn good, of course. But also, if you guys like that t-shirt at the beginning that my little brother made. Of course, I do not have one. I have my Brennan World t-shirt, if you guys remember that. I wear it in quite a few videos, of course. But yeah, so I have my Brennan World t-shirt, and he has a Team World t-shirt, of course. If you guys don't know what Team World is, link is always down in the description. You can also join if you want to. Link's also down for that in the description. Yeah, so that is that. So he just wanted that because, not one for his own channel since Team World's bigger, but also he likes Team World better than his own channel, I'm pretty sure. So next up, I would guess I will just move on to my updated movie poster wall. So I believe last time we left off with the young ones right there. Actually, no, we left off with the machinist right there. So yeah, so of course we are down here now. But basically the first one right there is It Comes at Night. I believe it's 2017, but it is a horror film. But honestly, it's one of my most favorite horror films of all time, along with Get Out, The Shining, and The Silence of the Lambs. So yeah, so like horror / thriller, It Comes at Night is probably one of my favorite ones. A lot of people didn't like it, but it was half and half, I would say. But as Joel Edgerton, definitely liked that a lot more than I definitely liked him in It Comes at Night a lot more than in Bright. I did not really like Bright, the Netflix original movie. Next up is Zodiac. It is a film by David Fincher, one of the best directors working today, in my opinion. He also directed films like Fight Club, and I believe he did one of the Alien movies as well, and quite a bit more. But, yeah, so this is probably my favorite film by him so far. Honestly, if this was just a little bit shorter, it would probably be in my top 10 films of all time. So if you guys can see that, this isn't the main poster, but basically it's kind of like my own little poster that I made here. So let me get like a flashlight real quick. I'll just grab my iPod real quick so you can see it. But basically this poster is like just like a weird little poster type thingy. But I just really love the colors. Of course, it has like the cyan and the lime green, and then it's got like the couple that he attacks. But also, and then you got the Zodiac right there with his little logo, and then it says Zodiac. And then you can barely see it, but it actually says, "Hello, it's Zodiac speaking," or whatever he says on it. And then how I made it my own is right there at the top, I put Jake Gyllenhaal, Mark Ruffalo, and Robert Downey Jr., 3 main actors. And there they are right there. That is actually part of the main poster for it that I just cut out and kind of faded and put over the top there. Just because I love that poster, but I also wanted that on there. So I kind of made my own thing. So yeah, so then I guess I'll just keep on using this. So next up is Wonderstruck. I didn't see like the first 20 minutes of it or so, but I saw pretty much the whole last of it because my dad was watching it when I came upstairs. But this was actually a pretty darn good movie. I can't remember if it's an Amazon original movie, but it is on Amazon Prime for free. But you can see the poster's pretty darn cool. But basically, it's like this little boy that's deaf, and he's trying to find his dad, and then this girl that's also deaf, back from like the 40s. Eventually at the end they meet up, and he like shows him all, and then turns out that she's actually his grandma, and so his dad is her son, and she shows her a little city ginormous diorama of New York City, and he has little messages from his dad in it. So pretty darn cool film. It was definitely a pretty creative and well shot film as well. Next up is Brothers. I've been wanting to watch this movie for a while. It has Tobey Maguire, which I don't think I've seen him in any other movies except for the original Spider-Man Sam Raimi trilogy. But then Jake Gyllenhaal, one of my most favorite actors of all time. Definitely probably my top 10 at least. And then Natalie Portman, so pretty good actors right there, and actress. And yeah, Brothers, and then you got that, so that's the main poster, but been wanting to see that for a while. That was definitely a really, really good film. I really liked that. It was a lot like Man Down right there, but I would say even a little better than Man Down. But once I saw that was finally free on Amazon Prime, watch that. Next up right there is Lawrence of Arabia. That's pretty much the main poster. There's also another poster that's pretty darn big, but yeah, this is a Best Picture winner, so I have seen yet another Best Picture winner. I've seen almost half of them now, at least a third of them now. Yeah, so of course I hang up a poster for a lot of movies, but also, of course, all the Best Picture winners. But that is the, I believe, second longest movie I've ever seen, because the longest is, of course, wherever it is, somewhere around, yeah, there it is, Gone with the Wind, because that one was like 3 hours and 54 minutes. Second would, of course, be like Godfather Part 2, because I was like, or no, that would be third, because I was like 3 hours and 22 minutes. This one is now second, because it was like 3 hours and 44 minutes, so it took me a course of a couple days to watch, but it was pretty darn good. It has, Alec Guinness, the guy who played the old Ben Kenobi on the original Star Wars. Yeah, that was pretty darn good. And then next up, I will talk about this a little more later, but right there is all 8 Saw films. So I saw little snippets of them, and I barely remembered any of them, and I just remembered like a few of the traps and stuff, just because my big brother used to like rent everyone when they first came out, and I just kind of remembered that and stuff, but I didn't really know any of the story, and I just didn't really know any of it. But I will show it later, but just for now, I'm just going to show like the posters, and I'll give my thoughts on them later. But Saw, that's not the main poster, but I really, really love that poster. You can see you got Amanda in the reverse bear trap, and then you got him. I can't remember what his name is in the movie, but he's played by an actor. I can't remember his name either. Or yeah, Donald Glover, I believe. And then, of course, you have Jigsaw, John Kramer right there, with his signature cloak on, and then you got the main guy, him pretending to be dead on the floor right there, and then the guy who cuts off his foot, and then you got Billy the puppet right there, and then Saw, most of these are the main posters from here on out, except for one, but yeah, so that is right there. So Saw 2, just a pretty basic poster, it's got 2 fingers right there, and then Saw 3, 3 teeth, and then Saw 4, you got John Kramer's head in a little measurement weighing thing, and then right there, Saw 5, that's when the other guy takes over, Detective Hoffman, and then he has that mask, which he never wore in the movie, but he has it right there, so kind of creepy. And then right there, that's the only other poster that's not the original, but I really love that. It's basically Billy the Puppet's face made out of a whole bunch of like tools and torture devices and whatnot, and then you can see it says Saw, and then right there you can probably barely see it actually has a VI for 6, and then right there, Saw 3D, other known as Saw the Final Chapter, other known as Saw 7, and that says in mind-blowing 3D, with his head made out of stone exploding. So that's kind of the main poster, but the other one is like him as a giant statue. And then the final one is Jigsaw. Yes, I finally saw it. I wanted to go see it in theaters, if you remember when I was talking about it, but I never did. But I finally saw it. That's the main poster for it right there. So I'll talk about those more in a second. You'll figure out why in a second. But the last movie poster for right now is The Boondock Saints. I've been wanting to see it for a while. It was honestly quite a bit better than I thought it was going to be. It has William Dafoe, those two guys, which I can't really read their names from here, but that guy right there plays Daryl on The Walking Dead. But yeah, so it's basically just this Irish movie and everything, and then I guess after the director made that, he actually started making like actual comics, because they at the end there's something they were like saying like, are these guys based off of a comic? And I was just like, I wonder if they are, because they kind of seem like it, but I guess they weren't. But then after the first movie, he started making comics, and then he made a second movie, and there's not a third one yet, yeah, so that was a really, really good movie. I believe it's still free on Amazon Prime, but definitely check that out if you haven't yet. Willem Dafoe is a very interesting character in that one. But yeah, pretty darn good movie, pretty funny as well. Especially the little cat murder scene on accident. But that is my updated movie poster wall, so I guess now I will go on to my updated movie collection, which is only 2 titles. Well, technically 8 titles, but you can see right here, this is what I was talking about just a second ago that I talked about. Yes, on Amazon, I ordered about a week and a half ago. Yes, Taco, I'm on the bed. But he's just like, what the F, Richard? Okay, so yeah, so I ordered both of these. I was just gonna order this on DVD as well, but I found that this was literally, I believe, $8 for all 7 unrated films on Blu-ray and digital HD, which that is amazing. I mean, $7, that's literally like $1 for each movie. And then this was $15 on DVD, which is pretty darn good, because I didn't pre-order it, but I bought it, it came out last Tuesday for me, and I bought it, I believe I ordered it either the day after it came out, or the 2 days after it came out. So yeah, so, of course, Ben really wanted to see it, and I now own it. So very simple cover, but pretty darn cool in my opinion. That's the main cover, of course, right there, and that says DVD with his face right there. And then Jigsaw, the game continues. Side is pretty darn, or the spine's pretty darn cool. You got the fill focus Billy the puppet right there, and then Jigsaw. That's the same on both sides. Now on the back, it says, instead of the game continues, it says it's time to play again with the bucket head chain trap thing. And then inside, of course, is basically the same exact thing, just without the slipcover, of course. But then you have this really cool thing. It's almost like the Baby Driver one where you can spin it in the car drifts. This one you can spin it in the saw turns. So yeah, so pretty darn cool little disc there. So really, really like that movie. Definitely out of all the Saw movies, yes, I binge watched all the Saw movies. But yeah, I watched this the night I got it, and then after that I watched Saw 1, and then over the next, I believe I completed all the rest of the 7 movies in like 3 days or so. It's pretty darn crazy. But yeah, so that was pretty darn good. Out of all the Saw movies, the twist and like ending at the end there was probably my favorite. Yes, I do understand that like the people who made like the insane coincidences during the first games, and then also at the end he makes his own games but makes it the same way. Somehow those people fell into the same exact coincidences. But other than that kind of flaw, definitely that, and I really like the traps and everything, and they're not fully planning to make any more Saw films, but they have been kind of talking about one. But I honestly kind of hope that they make at least one more, just because now they have the new guy taking over, and he has like all the new futuristic laser traps, and I just feel like it would be really cool to have at least one more Saw movie with all those, instead of like all the mechanical traps and everything. For 8 movies now, or 7.5 about, if they just had like a whole movie with the laser traps and stuff. Not all lasers, but like futuristic and stuff. But then next up is this, which is pretty crazy. It's still just a regular Blu-ray case, but they fit all of them in there, because usually they put them on like double-sided discs or on their own discs, and it's all thick and stuff. But yeah, so Saw the complete movie collection. You got that with the Jigsaw puzzles type stuff. Includes all 7 unrated films, and Saw the complete movie collection. Same on the side right there, and then on the back you got Billy the Puppet riding on his tricycle. And then inside here, the discs are pretty darn basic, but you can see disc 1, which includes Saw and Saw 2. Disc 2, which includes Saw 3, Saw 4, and Saw 5. And Saw Disc 3, which includes Saw 6 and Saw the final chapter. So now for my actual thoughts on all of them. Pretty much Jigsaw I already gave my thoughts on. I'm probably not going to rank them, just because there's like some that are like so close related that like I don't know if I could like split them. Like I believe, yeah, like Saw 3 and 4, they're like identical to me. I mean, they're not like identical, but I mean like how much I liked them, they're pretty much identical. But basically Saw I thought was pretty darn good. I thought it was a pretty darn good crime and mystery thing, and just like the slow kill off stuff. And also I did not know it had a 7.7. That's pretty darn good, because after that it pretty much drops. But yeah, so definitely a very good kickoff to the story. But then Saw 2, of course, includes my dad's probably least favorite trip because trap, because he hates needles, and there's the needle pit, of course, and everything. But Saw 2 is really the one that really sets up the rest of the franchise, because it fully introduces Amanda, who is a big character throughout 4, and she appears in flashback scenes on a few other of them. But on the first one, she was just briefly on it for, like, in the reverse bear trap and talking and stuff, in the little, like, crime lab place. But Saw 2, she's actually in it, and that's where you learn that she's, like, recruited by John Kramer and stuff. But that really sets it up and everything, and it also sets up Donnie Wahlberg, Mark Wahlberg's brother's character, for the next few films. And then Saw 3, really, really liked. I believe that is the one. Yeah, that is the one where Jigsaw ends at the very end of John Kramer, of course. Yeah, really, really liked that film. And then Saw 4 was the one where it had Detective Riggs going through, and he like had to like go through and decide it because he was like addicted to saving people, and he had to go through and decide if he really wants to save them or just keep on going. But yeah, so that one was pretty darn cool, and I also really loved how it ended. Of course, with that one, is the one that ended with Donnie Wahlberg's head getting smashed by 2 big old blocks of ice hammers. But it also had, like, just a whole bunch of other stuff. There's just a lot of traps crammed into all of them, of course. And then Saw 5 was probably my least favorite. Like, it was pretty darn good with, like, the chasing between, Detective Hoffman and Strahm, and how it ends, like, when he gets one of my worst fears, just walls closing in and just slowly smashing you, and, like, how you see his bone just pop out of his arm and everything. Like, that was a pretty good ending, and the twist and everything. I really love the ending of that one. Just the rest of it, I think, was one of the not as rewatchable ones, but it's still pretty darn good in my opinion. And then Saw 6 was a little bit better. Still not one of my favorites, but definitely like how that one ends, and definitely just full on sets up 7. And then 7, of course, does have the annoying, since it's like Saw 3D and it was like meant to just be like this 3D extravaganza, a lot of it has annoying, like, purposely made for 3D scenes, and everything, but definitely I like how on the past 2, because before I started watching this, when I first, like, on the second one or whatever, or the fourth, that's the other thing, that I believe it's on the 4th one, where they're really showing, like, the backstory, and, like, they show John Kramer, like, why he started doing what he does, and, like, in his first kill and everything, or not his first kill, he doesn't kill people, but his first victim of sorts. But yeah, so that's why I really liked 4 also, just the backstory and everything on him. But Saw 7, how you finally, I was wondering, like, whatever happens to his wife, but then on about 5 or so, she starts becoming a bigger character, and then Saw 7, of course, at the end of Saw 6, it's, they rewind, who is framing, or who is posing as John Kramer since he's dead, and, this woman is, like, a hacker, and he's in with the 2 other detectives, Hoffman, and then all of a sudden she starts, like, fixing the audio to figure out whose voice it really is that they just made to sound like John Kramer's, and it turns out to be Hoffman, and then he just, like, goes berserk and just, like, attacks every detective in the room and burns down the place and everything. So then on Saw 7, you finally see what happens to his wife, and he told the guy on the first one that cut off his leg that if anything happened to, I believe her name was Jill, that if anything happened to her, then he reacts immediately, and so he, of course, finally goes after Hoffman after, the reverse bear trap, finally, for the first time we ever actually get to see it, kill someone, because on the first one, Amanda gets it off, and then on the previous one, when Jill puts it on, Hoffman, he smashes his face into the window, and it goes off, but then gets stuck in between the 2 bars, so it kind of just rips his mouth a little bit. But then Jill, like, he just puts her in it, so she's pretty much just done. And then it finally goes, but then he walks outside, and then, of course, gets locked up, just like the guy at the end of the first one, and of course, the guy at the end of the, second one, I believe. But, of course, he escapes. So yeah, so definitely really love also how Jigsaw, like the games in it take place, they're actually the first games before Saw 1, but then like all the other stuff in it take place after, just Saw 8, of course. So I'm gonna put these back real quick, but one last thing I wanted to talk about is, this series I honestly really liked. Every single one of them was pretty darn entertaining. Some of them were kind of a drag, but I mean, they're just, honestly, I think they're really good, and for like, their ratings, I think, are lower than they should be. I think, honestly, the first one has 7.7, which is reasonable, but I think, honestly, for the rest of them, I think that they should be no lower than, like, 7.1 or so, just because, like, I just think, like, yeah, they are making a lot, but it's just, like, I don't think a lot of people realize, like, the theme song for it, I really like, and a lot of people do also, but if you just really, like, listen to it and everything, it's actually a pretty good theme song, and it's a pretty good, well-composed song, but not only that, it's also just, like, a lot of them don't have that, like, these ones, pretty much all 7 of those are pretty much just, like, regular directing, but this one I honestly noticed, like, a lot of filming techniques, and, like, the Spierig brothers who directed this, definitely, like, you can tell that they have, like, been to film school, and they know what, like, shots to use and everything, and there's actually some beautiful, gritty shots and stuff, but also just the character of John Kramer himself, like, how he says, like, I never kill anyone, and, in fact, I despise murders, and he just hates how people, like, he just hates people that don't like appreciate life and stuff, and they're just like he just hates people that like murderers, rapists, kidnappers, whatever, just like dirty people or whatever. And I just love how he like just takes them and locks them up, but he technically never kills any of them, because all of his traps that he set up, they were escapable, and if they escaped, then they had a better appreciation of life. But if they didn't, then they were just done. And he also taught them that, like, just how bad they feel when they're face to face with whether they can save people or not. And I just think that, honestly, like, I'm not saying, like, yeah, let's do this in real life, but honestly, like, if something kind of like this in real life was, happening, honestly, I think it would be, like, a lot of people would disagree, but honestly, I think it's, like, if it's, like, the right person like John Kramer, I honestly kind of think that it's, like, kind of cool what he's doing and everything. I'm not saying, like, I'm a psychopath or anything, but, I mean, it's just, like, you might, because a lot of critics were also saying, like, towards the end, they were saying, like, well, he completely changed his rules, and, like, why does he just kill people nonstop? But what a lot of people I don't think understand is John Kramer did die at the end of 3. He was completely dead, and he recorded a few more messages, and he had, of course, a ton of apprentices, and one of them happened to be Hoffman, and it showed in flashbacks that he was kind of, like, overall, he was, like, dumping bodies out of there, and out of, when he was putting them in the traps and stuff, and he would, like, just dump them out of wheelbarrows, and then John would say, like, it's still a human and everything, but, of course, Hoffman, you could tell, didn't care or anything, he just wanted to kill people. So all of the traps that, like, are unescapable or just, like, just killing people, those are usually all set up, of course, by Amanda, and then later on is set up by Hoffman. So pretty much all the people that, like, just get killed and everything, those aren't any of those are not by John Kramer. Those are all Amanda and Hoffman. So honestly, I just think it's really cool, like, how they manipulate people into thinking that also. Because then it also really shows you, John Kramer's way of thinking. So yeah, so definitely really love these movies. Very happy to own all of them, and if or when they ever make, more, I will definitely probably buy them, and from now on go see them all in theaters. So I'll go put those back, and we'll move on to the next thing. Okay guys, so next up is some more wood projects. So yeah, so I've been showing these pretty much in every day vlog, but from now on, I believe I will only be making, I'm working on it right now, but it's like, pretty much like, this semester, because we're on semester 2, we have been for a couple weeks now, but we're supposed to just be making like one big project, and then if we finish early or something, we can make a few more small projects like we've been doing, except for some bigger ones like in my box or anything. But these are my last like 2 small ones that I finished a couple weeks ago. Right here, I don't really have a use for it, so as of right now I just have my little sliding door box on top of it, but it's definitely my best waxing job, or not waxing job, clear coat job. But because I just let it sit and it turned out very nicely. But I also put it at the angle for once, and you can see the little dark undertone right there, and I will show it in better detail, and then you can just see like the nice shine, and it's really smooth and everything. So yeah, so pretty darn cool table, or table or whatever it is. I don't even really know, but I will show pictures right now, just so you guys can see that in better detail right there. So yeah, so you can just see all the way better clear coating and everything. So really, I think that's pretty darn cool. But the other thing is I actually made my first percussion instrument, which is a wood block. I was going off of one of the Grover ones that we had in our room, in our percussion room, or band room. But it turned out pretty much just as good as I was hoping it would. So I will go grab it. I just keep it right here out in, of course, all of the rest of the all the rest of the music stuff and everything. But I will bring it in here so it has a little better audio. Taco will probably hate it. Yeah, so basically this only took me a few days to make, and I just put a light clear coat on this one, just because of course you're hitting it and stuff. And I didn't wax it just because I didn't want the shine and stuff, and if you hit it, it would like dent the wax and stuff, and it would be a lot more noticeable than just having it like this. But basically I just stuck multiple pieces of wood on top of each other, and then of course there's the hollowed out section right there. And then the bottom I drilled 2 holes with the drill press, just a little bit into it just to resonate the sound a little more, and you can still see it's pretty darn shiny. And then on the back I just put a little made up logo right there, BW2 Percussion, on the back. And then, of course, that is the top surface, which I very slightly rounded the edges on the bottom. But then right here, you can see I really rounded the edges on the top. And then the corners here, I rounded. And, of course, like most things now, it is very, very smooth. Like, it's so satisfying, especially on this corner. Like, you cannot feel where the wood is connected. So, definitely really like how, like, ever since that project, I've been able to do that and everything, since I figured out how to. So everything's just so smooth, and like if there's multiple pieces of wood connected, you can't even tell. Yeah, so I'm going to hold it just because it sounds a lot better, because usually you're supposed to play wood blocks holding them, but I just use my little bell mallet. I don't hit it too hard, but honestly, like, you can hit it that hard and you can see there's like no dents at all whatsoever. So yeah, so that is the sound, pretty much exactly what I was going for. I wasn't expecting it to turn out like amazing sound or anything, but I hit it once I was completely done, and I was just like, wow, this is actually pretty good. And my dad was pretty impressed with it as well, so yeah, here it is. So yeah, so pretty darn good. It was like kind of that medium tone, not too high, not too low, but just about perfect. So that is another project, and it's pretty much the same size as the Grover ones that we have, and about the same weight and everything. And yeah, so, and of course I built it out of more wood that the old bleachers were built out of at our school, like the my box and everything. So I'll go put this back real quick, and we will be right back with the next thing. Okay. He'll be coming back down later to go sleep. But yeah, so next thing is you guys might notice something's missing right there. It was my shelf, and I just kind of felt like claustrophobic because like something that tall right there, it was just blocking off a lot of light. So basically I just moved it out here. So now it's just right there. So it kind of looks nice with all that stuff. But also it's just not one of my favorite wood projects that I've made, but it's okay. Yeah, so next up is over here with my all my new custom Lego minifigures. There's, I believe, 3. But just first off, I want to show kind of my updated little collection. So you guys remember, like, all my custom Marvel figures, at least, were like all like on their separate stands behind here and everything. But now it is completely empty. Definitely a lot more organized looking. But yeah, so those guys are all right there, which I'll show in a second. But other than that, it's pretty much the same over here. But then over here I have I now have right there, I built a little stand kind of like I did for my Minecraft minifigures in Lego Movie minifigures, and I now have all my DC figures on that stand, and then of course Joker's right there. But now I have this little stand for all my little animals and stuff. I don't have my horses up or anything, but these are all my little bugs and animals, like my little ones at least. And then this one right here, I put all of the little snake stash from Ninjago. And then all my custom weapons, which you guys have seen before, like my Armalite AR-50 custom thing, and then my pistol that looks like it's shooting a bullet, and then my AR-15 Golden AK-47. And then I actually moved my DL-44 blaster that used to be over there to right there now. And then my little custom Lego Kylo Ren helmet, which I put on a little cone stud thing over there as well, instead of over there. And then BB-8, of course, is over there. But for new weapons, I actually have 3 over here, which you guys might not recognize because they're new. But first off, right there is, of course, Jango Fett blasters, the Westar 34 blasters. Which aren't amazing. Basically, all I did was kind of carved them down a little bit just to make them a little more rounded and everything. But yeah, so not too much with that there. But yeah, so of course I don't have either Boba Fett or Jango Fett holding their custom weapons. But those are the ones that Lego provides with them. But you can see those are Jango Fett's Lego blasters. And I took those same exact things, but just carved them down and colored on them. But then next up is the Darksaber, which is from the Clone Wars. I basically took a katana, carved it down just a little bit, and then it took like took my X-Acto knife and did some scraping after I colored it black. And yeah, so that looks pretty darn cool. I don't know how well you guys can see that. But yeah, so it looks pretty darn cool. It's pretty darn simple, and then the little stand there. But then next up is the EE3 carbon rifle, which is probably the second most iconic after that. Han Solo's blaster. This, of course, Boba Fett's blaster right there. So you can see I took a few blasters, which I will show the pictures for all of those in a second after I finish showing it right here. But I took a stock and then some more blaster parts and everything and stuck them all together and, of course, colored them and all that. And it turned out really, really well. I honestly almost like this. I would say I probably like it better than my DL-44. I just really, really love that. And, of course, it's not possible for any minifigures to hold it, but that does not really matter. So, yeah, so that is my little stand for all of those now. So I will show the pictures for both those blasters right now. So, yeah, so you can see just all of the detailing and everything, and just that in better lighting and what guns I made it out of and whatnot. So now moving on to my new custom Lego minifigures. So basically I built this big old platform one night to put them on instead of all of their own separate stands back there. So yeah, so I took all of their little name tags and put them somewhere near them. And then of course Wolverine, Deadpool have them on their stands or platforms. But now these are not, of course, not all of my custom minifigures. These are only about a half of them, if that, because of course I have quite a few Star Wars ones and superhero or DC and just whatnot, a whole bunch. But these are all not all of my Marvel ones. Of course, I do have a few more, but these are all my like really good Marvel ones. Yeah, so of course, you guys have seen these ones, Marvel the Defenders. I still have them all together, and then the Punisher I showed a few day vlogs ago right there. So now I have them all together, all of the Netflix Marvel show characters. And then Wolverine, Deadpool, of course, right there, and then Spider-Man and Black Panther right there. And then Thanos right there, which I showed last day vlog. But my two newest custom Lego minifigures right there is Ant-Man and Doctor Strange. So, of course, the trailer for Ant-Man and the Wasp was just released, and his suit changed very slightly, but this is the one from Civil War, which you could barely even tell, because it's very slight change, but I know his head is a little bit big. I took a Lego helmet, and then put clay over it and everything, to kind of form it and everything, but other than it kind of being big, I would say it is pretty darn good. And other than that, the detailing, I really love his legs and everything, especially. But really, really love that. And I'll show pictures of both of these in more detailing after this to show the backs of them as well. But then here is Doctor Strange. Really, really love him. He is definitely probably one of my most favorite custom Lego minifigures now. Probably at least top 4 or so. But you can see for his hands, I made them yellow just so they look kind of like they're projecting energy or whatever, and then I have yellow translucent studs, and then on top of that I have two of course translucent red circular things, and then you can see his pants right there with his robe, and then I even put you can barely see that right there, That is actually his, I can't remember what they're called. They're the things that you put on your knuckles and then you like go like that and they make like the portals and stuff. I can't remember the name of them right now. But then you can see I even added the little Eye of Agamotto on him, and then the little cape clasp thingies. So really love the detailing, all the little nods to that and everything. And I took a cape, colored it red, and even added the details on the back, which you'll see in a second. And I made his hair completely custom out of clay, which I even added some whitish sideburns like Benedict Cumberbatch's. And then I added his beard, and then I just shaved off some of the more markings so he didn't look as old, because that was a minifigure. I can't remember what he was originally from. Yeah, and then I even made that completely custom out of paper, for that top part of his cape, which worked out really, really well. And I really, really love how that turned out, and that's Doctor Strange, so really, really like that. I even added details on that, which you will see it right now. So here's the pictures for Ant-Man and Doctor Strange in more detail. So you can see the back. I even added details on the back of his Doctor Strange's cape, and just all the details on the back of both of them. So yeah, so that is all of my new custom Lego stuff, blasters and minifigures and everything. Yeah, so, and then basically all of the little mini Lego sets that I had that I actually kept together, I basically just moved over here, so I just have all of those right next to my Ultrasonic Raider. And one of my other favorite Lego sets right here, I got a while ago, it was like $20. But it was like it was my favorite Lego City set of all time, but it's also one of my favorite Lego sets of all time. But of course you guys know I took apart all of my Lego sets except for a few, but this is one of them I did. I don't know why I ever did, because this is one of the ones that I actually kind of wanted to keep together. So I searched up the instructions on YouTube and spent quite a darn few hours trying to find all the parts, and it's not exact. Some of these parts aren't exact what they're supposed to be, but it's almost identical. Of course, these stickers are gone on the sides, but some of them are still on, including the TV one back there. But yeah, I just really, really love this set. I don't know why I ever took it apart, but this canoe actually comes off, and then this little door opens right there, and you can put 2 oars in there for extra storage, and then the roof actually comes off, and the side opens, so you can see the little bed right there, and then the chair with the table, with the little TV, and then the little front driver's seat right there with the steering wheel with the actual opening doors and everything. So yeah, so very, very happy that I was able to build that back up and everything. So I don't really know why I ever took it apart in the first place, but I am just happy that I was able to put it back together. So that I did make another project. I'm not going to say what it is quite yet, but that will be coming out, I believe, this Friday. Oh yeah, I even added a little thing. It used to just be a window right here, but now it actually opens because I couldn't find another window that size, so I just added that one. And I was just like, well, it has an opening window now. Yeah, so anyway, I am working on another project, or actually it's done now pretty much. So I believe I'm posting that this Friday, so definitely watch out for that. I think you guys are going to really enjoy it. Yeah, so definitely check that out. It includes that. I decided to include that in a scene on it. Yeah, it's not another short film, of course, since we just released one, but it's pretty much like a skit, kind of TV show type thing. So yeah, so definitely watch that, I believe, this Friday, if not next Monday. Yeah, so that is that. So, now I believe that is pretty much. Oh yeah, the one last thing, you guys know I go to, we go to Brush Crazy every once in a great while. This is my first one back from 7/11/16. Seahawks one, my least favorite one from Brush Crazy. It's still pretty darn good, of course, in my opinion. But then, probably still my favorite one, but these ones are like almost tied now. But this one, of course, I made 12/30/16, which is just a kind of like beach setting with 2 palm trees and a little sailboat. But I showed that quite a while ago. But now we finally went to Brush Crazy again, almost actually, yeah, over a year later, just because they're having this event. Because usually for that size canvas at Brush Crazy, it's like $36. So both of these, we just went there and paid for it like regular. But my mom and dad figured out that they're having this event, that it was completely free to just go there and paint pretty much whatever you wanted, as long as you weren't trying to get like a giant canvas for free. But yeah, they let me have this canvas for free. And yeah, it was like a whole free event. So I painted this one, of course, since I am a huge film person. I painted, if you don't know this, then I don't know what you are, but it is, of course, E.T. So you can see Elliot riding the bike with E.T. in the basket. So I know it's kind of big. I actually didn't trace any of this, because I really don't like tracing anything, ever in art. I used to, like, many years ago, but ever since I actually, like, started really drawing, I have not traced a single thing, but, so, pretty darn good for not tracing that right there. In circles, I'm pretty darn good at tracing, or not tracing, circles I'm pretty darn good at drawing, because you guys know I draw tires for my cars and everything. So this one is a little more challenging, but because it's bigger, of course. But then I used a little Bob Ross technique for doing trees, right there, which I also used on my Bob Ross video parody. And I did Brentwood 11918, so a couple weeks ago now. And then if you can see that, I did add a little bit of purple and white in the corner mainly, and then here and there everywhere. And then, of course, then right there, the trees, and then the moon, which I added just some purple and white and watercolors a little bit to add that, and I really like that. That looks very nice in the corner, especially those two in the corner. So yeah, so that is everything, all around there. So yeah, so that is pretty much it for now. So now moving on to I believe the last thing. Okay, so yes, for the last thing, finally another Clash of Clans account update. I don't know if we did one on the last day vlog, but either way, it's been quite a while since the last day vlog. Because of course, last day vlog there wasn't even the Clan Games update. So yeah, so that's been around for a while. And I haven't usually been in clans, of course, but I'm finally actually staying on one for a while, which is called King right there. Yeah, so basically this is my base now, so it doesn't look like it's changed insanely much, but it has. So just to go through, I did make a list over the past couple of weeks, to go through and everything. Clan, it's weird how they can still send you clan invitations when you're on a clan. So yeah, so basically here on my main base, of course you can, of course you can, pause and look at it if you want to, while I'm looking at my list right now. Yeah, so for my main base, I got 2 air defenses up to level 6, which is, of course, these two. So definitely getting my air defense up a little bit, because I also got these 2 air defenses up to level 4. And then I got those 4 elixir collectors up to level 8, and same thing with these 4 gold mines up to level 8. And then I got all 4 of my hidden Teslas upgraded to level 3 all around there. And then 2 wizard towers upgraded to level 5. Which is, of course, that one and that one right there. And then I also got 2 wizard towers upgraded to level 7, which is max level for my town hall level. Because they're completely purple now, and they look really awesome and spiky and stuff. So yeah, so definitely getting a lot of my stuff either maxed out or at least maxed out for my town hall level. So yeah, so last of 5 builder things. Of course, I always get a lot of gems because I just don't usually use them, and I'm always removing my plants and stuff. So I currently have 870, but quite a while ago now, I finally got my 5th builder hut. So those are all 5 of them. So of course, I now have the max number of 5 builders. And then I got some troops upgraded, which I can't remember which all ones. Of course, I'm currently upgrading my Valkyries to level 3. They have 1 day left. Yeah, so, whoops. So yeah, so that is that. But you can just look over that. I got my Barbarian King to level 11. So I haven't been really upgrading my troops too much. I did get my Rage spell upgraded to level 5, that is completely max level. So you can see that on this base, that is my first ever max level flaming icon thing right there. Of course, on my builder base, I have both those max level, for a while now. But for now, on here, that's my first max level thing. So same with builder base, got some troops upgraded. I'm currently upgrading my Dark Witches to level 13. So those are almost max level as well. I'm trying to get them to max level. So by the time by the time I make another Clash of Clans account update, those will be max level. I can guarantee you that. But I also got my my battle machine upgraded to level 16. So yeah, so he's getting pretty darn high up there. Yeah. So, other than that, I got 2 cannons upgraded to level 10, which of course, these 2, so now I have those 2 level 10, that, and then these 3 level 11, that one level 11 double cannon. And then I got my Dark Elixir storage upgrade to level 6, which is one of the things that is not only max level for my Town Hall base, but it is max level. And then both Skeleton Traps upgraded to level 3, which, again, max level, completely max level. So now they actually look different for once, and they spawn, they now spawn 4 skeletons. So not, of course, the skeletons are very, very weak. They take like 1 hit from almost everything, but they're definitely a good distraction, especially once they get into the middle of my base. Yeah, so then I got both my air sweepers upgraded, to level 3, so of course right there and right there. And then all 4 of my army camps upgraded to level 7. Took me a while, but you can see now they actually look really cool. They don't have anything cooking over the fire, they just have, big old spikes around it, so all 4 of them are level 7, so I can now, instead of 200 troops, I can hold up to 220 troops. And then the last thing on this base is 4 archer towers upgraded to level 8, which of course these 2 are level 11, but now I got like these 4 right there, right there, and right there, all upgraded to level 8. So yeah, so, and then right now, currently I also have that level 11 like a while now. I can't remember if I showed this on the last one, but that's level 10. But now both these are both now level 9, and by the time I do my next Clash of Clans account update, they will both be level 10, just so I can train my P.E.K.K.A.s even faster. But that one you can see is already currently upgrading, but that one I still need just about 200,000 more gold, so probably about 1 more raid, and I'll be able to start upgrading that. So by the time I make my next Clash of Clans account update, those will both be level 10, of course. And then right here, you can see I said I would maybe be level 100 on the last Clash of Clans account update. I said that I would maybe be level 100, but probably about level 96 or so, but I am actually level 97. Of course, by the time I do my next one, I will be at least level 99 or so, because by the time both of these are done upgrading, I will be level 98, and, well on my way to level 99, and, so yeah, but also you can see I did get some more of my wall upgraded to, level 8. Of course, these 4 corners are upgraded to level 9, but all this wall is level 7, but now I have all this wall around, like, the edging and stuff around my base, all upgraded to level 8, and, I have started upgrading the rest of my wall to level 8 right now. So of course, like, all around there I got those 2 walls and then those 2 walls, so I've just been working on that. So I can't guarantee that all the rest of my wall will be level 8 by the time I do my next Clash of Clans account update, but definitely a good majority of it at least. So moving on to my builder base, you can see this one definitely looks a lot different. So first off, all 3 firecrackers upgraded level 6, so right there, and right there. And then air bombs upgraded level 6 right there. So definitely got my air defense upgraded a little bit for all the witches, because that's like everyone's attack mechanism. It's just dark witches galore. Roaster upgraded level 6, so definitely getting that upgraded up there now. So you can see how that looks there now. But then I also got my battle machine, of course, upgraded to level 16, as I said earlier. My clock tower is now max level, finally, level 7. So now both those are level 7, my Star Laboratory as well, for a while now. But then I got my giant cannon upgraded to level 3, right there, so that is level 3, of course. But then I also got both of my crushers upgraded to level 6, so I've definitely been needing to upgrade those even more lately, so I finally did. But now what I'm currently working on is upgrading on my wall. Yes, finally I'm upgrading on my wall. It's just on this base it's so hard, because yeah, you don't have to upgrade them each one by one, but you can only get so much. You can only get however much you get for each battle. You can only raid 3 times a day, so however much you can get from that is what you can get in a day. And then of course you can boost and stuff, but either way it takes a while to save up. So currently all my wall is of course level 4, and it takes 800,000 to upgrade. So in my current trophies, that takes that takes almost 3 days, or yeah, about 2 or 3 days just to upgrade one row of wall. So not all my wall is level 4, pretty much all of it is, but currently I have 6 pieces upgraded to level 5. So you can see it's pretty much just stone wall, but it's even taller right there. So I have these 3 pieces around there, because this seems like most of my wall doesn't have to get broken into, but it's usually along there, and like right there and there, if they do. So currently I have those 3 pieces of wall right there and those 3 pieces of wall upgraded. So now they can't get through there as easier, but now where I'm going to move to is start upgrading that wall, and then after that I'm just going to kind of go around and upgrade the wall. So same with my other base. I doubt I will have all this wall upgraded by the time I do my next Clash Clans account update, whenever that will be. But who knows, I might, but I doubt it. So yeah, so that's pretty much it for my builder base there. A little small tree. Yeah, so that is pretty much it for my Clash of Clans account update for this day vlog. And as far as I know, I am going to take some time to think real hard if I have anything else to show, but I'm pretty certain that I don't. But if I do, of course, I'll pick the camera back up and show you guys anything else. Yeah, so that's pretty much it for this day vlog as far as I know. So definitely thanks for tuning into a boring video, but after this we're just going back to the short videos. So yeah, so hopefully this day vlog wasn't insanely long, but there will be another day vlog soon. But I don't think it's going to be too long, just because it's not really a day vlog where I'm going to be showing stuff. It's more just a day vlog where I can do movie reviews, because I actually, on the next day vlog, should have 2 movie reviews, because I haven't had one since the Christmas video, which is Star Wars The Last Jedi. But this Friday, hopefully this Friday or Saturday, I'm going to see Peter Rabbit. I don't think it's going to be good. The only reason I'm seeing it is because of course, from my early childhood, I had, like, some big icons, which are, like, Peter Rabbit, the Wiggles, the Doodlebops, the Teletubbies, a few more stuff, but, like, my favorite book, I just loved Peter Rabbit, and also, like, if you give a mouse a cookie, and, like, there was an old lady who swallowed a whatever, but Peter Rabbit was probably the biggest book icon for me, so that's pretty much the only reason I'm going to see it. I don't think it's going to be that great. I'm just going to see it for just nostalgia, I guess. So I'll do my review on it. Who knows, I might be surprised. It has a pretty big, pretty big actors and actresses in it. But I'm going to see that. And then the very next week, of course, is the next entry into the MCU, Black Panther. Pretty darn excited for that. And then after that, it's Infinity War. Most hyped up film for me for the past, like, 3 years or so. So yeah, so that will be that. So, if anything, the next day vlog probably won't be for another 2 weeks or so, just because I have to go see both those movies. I'm probably going to go see them on, like, the day after they get released. So yeah, so I'm going to do the review for both of those on the next day vlog. So, in the next 2 weeks, I doubt I'll have that much more to show, but whatever I do have to show, I will show in that day vlog, but I will mainly focus on doing those 2 movie reviews. So yeah, so for now, that is pretty much it. Yeah, so make sure to like and subscribe. I will see you all later. Bye. Okay, one last little thing. I forgot to show the updated pet poster. Same exact size, same exact place. I just added Zelda and then a few of our new fish. One of our little catfish that we have 2 of. One of our little guppies, which we have 2 of. One of our little panda lyre tail mollies, which we have 2 of, and one of those fish, I can't remember the type of fish it is, that we also have 2 of. So that is the updated pet poster. Just want to show that real quick. So now, that is it for the day vlog. See you all later. Bye!